Hi guys, it's 𝗚𝗏𝗂𝗏 from Sugar Hero. Today we're making this gorgeous sugar Easter egg cake. It's based on those panoramic sugar Easter eggs that are used as decorations, but this one is entirely edible and completely delicious. We're actually going to use a football cake pan to make this cake because that will get us close to an egg shape. And we're also using a sturdy pound cake recipe, so it'll be easy for us to carve it and shape it. After trimming the bottom flat, cut the cake in half to make 2 layers. And then after the first one's done, do it with the second cake. We want to end up with 4 cake layers total. So even though this cake is a slightly more unusual shape, stacking and layering the cake is pretty standard, so we're going to fill it with a light and silky Swiss meringue buttercream. I chose purple, but I think any pastel would look great. So once all the layers are done, you need to freeze this really well. You want it to be completely firm before carving, so it needs at least a few hours in the freezer. Once it's frozen, use a serrated knife to trim the edges off the cake and to give it more of a rounded egg shape. If you notice that it's getting too soft while you're carving it, just put it back in the freezer to firm up until you can work with it again. Just a little more scraping, and we have our perfect egg shape. So this part is really fun. We're going to carve out a hollow in the center of the cake for the panoramic scene. And again, your cake needs to be really cold for this part. You can also see why we used a pound cake, because we need that sturdiness and stability when we do the carving. So use a knife or a spoon or some combination to make a nice big hollow to hold those decorations inside the cake. Beautiful. So next we're going to do a crumb coat, which is just a really thin layer of frosting that locks in all the crumbs, and we're going to do that all along the outside of the cake. Inside the hollow, we're going to do white frosting, so we just need to spread a really thin layer of white in there. Chill the cake and then put on a much thicker layer of purple frosting all over the outside. To make this cake look like a sugar egg, we need sparkling sugar. Pour it into a bowl, hold the cake in one hand over a baking sheet, and use your other hand to grab handfuls of the sugar. Kind of pour it onto the cake and then gently pat it in so that it sticks onto the frosting. And just really make sure that you cover the entire purple portion of the cake with this sparkling sugar so that it looks like a sugar egg. For the inside decorations, we're first going to use a leaf tip and some green buttercream and pipe leaves up the side. And this is a little tricky, so just do your best. It can be hard. And then use a grass tip and do grass all along the bottom. After this, you can basically add whatever you want. These are royal icing flowers. Of course, chocolate bunnies are always adorable. Jelly beans, malted milk chocolate, eggs, really any sort of candies work great. Then add a shell border around the hollow, and you can also pipe a border around the entire egg. Now all that's left to do is to decorate the top. So pipe some swirly green vines all along the top, add a few flowers, either buttercream or royal icing, and finish with some green leaves all over. At the very end, take a look at it and add some finishing touches if you want, maybe additional leaves or flowers, and your sugar Easter egg cake is finished. This cake is so fun, it's so beautiful, everyone will go crazy over it, and it's the perfect way to celebrate Easter. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll give it a try.